for the land of the free and the home of the brave.
It's always fun to look around and see fans singing our Star-Spangled Banner. Getting in the spirit. Should be a good one tonight. Don't go away. It's NBA basketball on 2K Sports. We're glad you could join us on this exciting Friday night matchup. And it'll be the Indiana Pacers going up against the Houston Rockets here in Toyota Center. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. From the sideline, our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge. And for Westbrook.
His assist numbers in the past 5 games have gone in the wrong direction. He's been out of sync with his teammates, sort of playing on an island instead of as part of a 5-man unit.
And with tip-off coming up, we've got just enough time to hear from our good friend David Aldridge on the sideline. D.A., take it away.
Rockets coach Mike D'Antoni is the modern-day godfather of pace and space. His teams in Phoenix popularized small ball, moving around and pushing the tempo in their 7 seconds or less offense. It's ironic that now his Houston team plays a much slower isolation style of basketball. But Kevin, that shows his flexibility and D'Antoni's ability to adapt to his personnel.
Whatever works, David. Thanks. Clark, you and I were looking at the rosters. Both these teams very deep, so there's a lot of fouls to give tonight.
Yeah, that's a great observation by you, Kevin. And when you have that kind of circumstance where you're inches deep, it allows you, I think, to bring an aggressive mindset in terms of how you're going to defend and how you're not going to allow easy baskets because you're able to foul and not be so concerned about foul trouble.
Let's check out Indiana's starting lineup. Sabonis and Turner up front. Then there's Warren. Then there's Malcolm Brogdon. And it's Holiday in a point. And for the Rockets, Westbrook and Harden, the dynamite pair. They're the backcourt. Tucker and Capella are up front. And it's House in at the small forward position. Last game for Houston, they pick up the win against Los Angeles. The pass to Holiday. Six to shoot. Lets it go from 11. Second shot opportunity, and Capella sends it back. Here's Harden. No good that time. Good D by Brogdon. And Brogdon has got the ball here for Indiana. Holiday, no one around him. Holiday with another miss. And about a minute gone here in the first quarter. And here's Westbrook from the arc. Drills the three-pointer.
Whether he's attacking the basket or squaring up.
Looks like the Pacers will retain possession here. With it. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 8 points a game. Here's Turner.
Yeah, trying to get going here, but that's an offer for the first 5 here to start the game.
House, the pass to Harden. Pass to Westbrook. Jacks up a three. And again, it's the Rockets from deep.
You know, Harden will burn you when you overcommit and leave guys open. He's excellent at sensing when you're out of position.
Sabonis inside. Guarded by Tucker. And the Pacers can't get it to go. Houston's gone 2 or 3 from deep so far in this game. And that one's good. House.
And creating a little separation here, gaining some confidence.
Yeah, you get the sense that they're going to start stretching this lead out a little bit.
So timeout called here, the first for Indiana.
And talk about teams that pressure the ball. Indiana, top 3 in steals the last 2 seasons.
Yeah, and I think that's attributable to the coach's mentality. Nate McMillan was aggressive as a player. He's aggressive as a coach. And, you know, McMillan averaged 3 steals a game one season in 1993-94.
November, and let's see how things are going out east in the early season. Taking a look at Indiana, right there in 5th position, middle of the pack in the conference.
I think for the Pacers, they've stayed right there, just in sniffing distance of the conference leaders. That's a solid accomplishment at this stage of the season.
You know, I thought maybe they'd have it in them to actually join those leaders this season. But you're right, it's still nice work considering where they are.
Now, here's Warren. Playing Oklahoma City, he was nearly unstoppable. He lobs up the alley-oop pass.
Their play on both ends has been superb. We'll see if they can maintain the momentum.
And, you know, nothing like getting an opponent on the ropes early. You love that if you're on that side of the scoreboard, and they are landing some haymakers now.
Back to Holiday. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Over Westbrook. The shot by Holiday, no good.
That's a very low percentage shot. Not good basketball at all. One he probably should have passed on.
Now, here's Brogdon. 20 points for him last game against Oklahoma City.
And he was relentless in that one. I mean, he wanted to be the first to every rebound and almost was.
Now, here's Brogdon. Pass to Sabonis. Brogdon outside. And once again off the mark by Indiana.
There's some defense for you. For someone who's as good at shooting the 3-ball as he is, you need a defender who's equally good at guarding against it.
Here's Capella. It's rebounded by Indiana.
I tell you what, the defense should send Christmas cards for that miss.
Teardrop shot. Doesn't go for him. Westbrook with the nice D there. House kicks it to Tucker. At the elbow, Harden. House guarded by Holiday. And it's Westbrook. That time on the assist by House. Westbrook's got 9.
This is as good as it gets.
They're right. I mean, everything seems to be dropping. Impressive scoring here.
Time called here. Indiana decides to talk it over.
Well, you knew after the Paul George trade that the Thunder would look to sell on Westbrook as well. Just part of the rebuild at this point. His agent did well to get him to a team looking to compete. A great fit for a player in this stage of Russ's career.
And now let's check out the league's leading rebounders. These are the real stats, real scores from the real NBA. In the 3rd spot, Domantas Sabonis.
And you can't win games without rebounding the basketball. That's what has made him such an important part of what they do.
Holiday gets the bucket.
Finally, after all those clanks, someone comes through for him.
Well, you knew it eventually was going to happen. I mean, my goodness, a tight start to this one, but maybe that night some more buckets to be made.
It's good.
It just seems like the more he touches it, the more the lead grows.
Passes it to Sabonis. And there's the foul. It'll go on P.J. That is his first foul of the game. Clark, the two-way contract, a relatively new invention that gives players time in both the G League and the NBA.
I love it, Kevin, because it's another pathway for those aspiring to be NBA players to have a legitimate shot to make their dream come true. The G League is just a notch below the NBA in terms of overall talent. And so I love the fact that players who desire to be pros can have a pathway to get to the NBA being part of the G League as well.
And these G League players are having an impact, aren't they? They're making a difference on a lot of teams.
40% of the players in the league have spent some time in the G League, so it speaks to the impact the G League has on the NBA.
Now, here's Sabonis following the miss by Russell Westbrook.
Well, he's so well-rounded in his game. Sabonis is terrific at finding opportunities to score from there.
Here we go. Here's Harden on the wing. Here's the pass to Tucker. Outside Westbrook. Takes a three. And it's Westbrook again missing.
And already they've staked out a noticeable advantage in terms of aggression and controlling the backcourt.
And a trend they'd love to continue right through the next three quarters, Greg.
Displaying intensity right off the opening tip, especially on the offensive end.
Tell you what, forget about easing into the game. They came out with guns blazing.
Brock. Too long in the paint, and he's hit with a 3-second violation. And he's got his first chance at the line here. And he shows the focus there, nails the technical.
Well, he might be one of the more overlooked players, but Malcolm Brogdon, he had a sensational season last year. I mean, his efficiency, his maturity, this guy was a huge reason the Bucks were so tough.
Houston making a switch here. McLemore is checked in. McDermott's checked in for the Pacers. Poked loose. Over McLemore. And the shot by Warren, no good. And Brogdon was fantastic on offense, as you... Oh, what a finish!
Love the attitude of Westbrook. Continues to improve at running the offense and finding ways to create opportunities for his teammates.
Now here is Holiday. Brogdon outside. Over Harden. And that one's good, Brogdon. Brogdon's got 5 now.
You've got to defend Brogdon from mid-range. That guy is reliable from that distance.
Here's the floater. And Harden with the lay-in. And the Rockets lead by 12.
Yeah, 3 consecutive field goals have come right at the rim. The D had better start buckling down.
Westbrook against Holiday. Outside Warren. And Capella sends it back.
Over a fan for Clint Capella. That's long, folks, and makes him an intimidating shot blocker.
And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
Pretty clear they're dominating that area. They've come out with a lot more energy and effort so far.
To the middle. Here's Westbrook. And Westbrook throws it down.
And they have owned the paint so far, and the score reflects it.
And, you know, establishing that physical dominance early gives you a big mental edge, too. Don't discount that.
Now, here's Warren. No points in the game yet for him. Brogdon kicks to Warren. Turner dishes to Warren. And Capella sends it back. And they'll keep possession. But he recovers it. And the layup's good off the glass. And what's your take, guys, on the hustle stretch for the Rockets?
Well, in the first half of play, they're closing out aggressively, blocking shots, a key indicator of their activity on the defensive side.
Something else they've done right so far from the get-go tonight is run. I mean, so much of their offense has come off the fast break.
And he's really trying to get them back into it, but the results just have not been there.
That's it, and so Westbrook comes up with the assist. Westbrook's got 3 assists now in this one.
Defensively, they've got to pick up the intensity. Hard to win surrendering this high a field goal percentage.
Yeah, you've got to turn up the dial on the intensity at the defensive end if you're them. I mean, it's still early, but I agree with you. Nice job hitting him right in stride. Excellent play.
Here's Harden, and the call on the shot that sends it. It's going to be on Miles Turner.
Exceptional strength. Harden is so smart at creating opportunities to get to the free throw line. Well, I tell you what, you just cannot help but be in awe of the offensive dominance James Harden has had over the last few years. I mean, he's done so much for this team and done it with both his scoring and playmaking.
Shooting 2.
That free throw good from Harden. And when you look at usage rates, Harden is the offense for this team.
Yeah, you look at Harden's numbers over the last few years, and it has been absolutely ridiculous what he's done. I mean, there's no player who's had a better 3-year stretch in the history of the league. 30-plus points per game seasons the last few years, the near triple-double the year before. I mean, he's a marked man, and he's still been able to put up these kinds of numbers. Absolutely amazing.
McConnell passes to Leaf. Holiday surveying the floor. Pass to Leaf. Back to Holiday. Release. They get the rebound. Great positioning on the putback.
Oh, what terrific hustle. He's got a nose for the rebound.
Greg, he's ferocious when the ball goes up.
That's what they've got him out there for, fella.
Now here's McLemore. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. Capella inside. Good. It's Harden with the assist that time. And the Rockets lead by 18.
They're finding lanes to the hoop with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, Greg, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
Here's Rivers following the basket by Doug McDermott. Harden's shot is off.
That is fantastic defense on one of the best three-point shooters in the league. Didn't give him an inch of room.
Holiday against Harden. Outside Holiday. Pass to Leaf. Over Rivers. Leaf, no good.
You can't look at the result of that shot. They'll take that whenever they get it.
Well, you know, I hear you. That's a good look, but when you're that wide open, I think you got to knock it down.
Now here's Rivers. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Now here's McConnell. He's guarded by Rivers. McConnell kicks to Holiday. Over Harden. Good work defensively by Harden. Rockets leading by 16. On the wing, Harden. Wide open. Will not drop. He's shooting 3 for 8 and not happy about it. Here's Holiday. The shot, no good. So as we end the first quarter, already a double-digit ball game. The Rockets on top, up by 16. Let's take a quick break now, and then it's on to the second quarter after this. Rockets elevated by James Harden to one of the league's powerhouse franchises, and he talks about seizing the moment.
The
this time isn't going to last long. You know, we have a window. It goes by extremely fast. I cherish these moments. You know, I embrace them.
Never a guarantee that the window will remain open.
And superstar players, let's face it, they're best remembered for their championships. It's all about the rings if you're James Harden.
And glad to have you with us, folks. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. In quite a position here for the Rockets to be in. What do you think, guys?
You got to credit their defense, communicating, rotating, making plays on the ball.
They've got them rattled. It's only the first quarter, and already they've made enough big plays on defense to last really an entire game.
Cephalosha is out there with McLemore. And it's Rivers, and it's Chandler, and it's Harden in at the shooting guard position. That's the group starting the second quarter for the Rockets. Now, here's McConnell. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Here's Holiday. And it's Rivers with the rebound. Rivers has got his fourth rebound with that last one here tonight.
Just a Here he comes, and there he goes.
Look at him. Punt him.
Boy, the guys on the bench loving every minute of that one.
McConnell. He averages a bit over 6 points a game. Sampson, the pass to McDermott. It drops for his third basket. He's missed only one shot.
And, you know, it's clear McDermott has practiced this shot thousands of times. Quick trigger.
Rivers looking over the floor. Lays it up and banks it in. Rivers has got 4 points now in the quarter.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, the defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
Sampson kicks to Holiday. Shot from free throw range. Misses off the right iron.
And the well is running dry for him right now. Nothing falling.
And, you know, you can sense his frustration. This is going to be a test of his resolve here.
And haven't we seen that a few times today, guys? I mean, their defense has got to have a little bit more toughness about it.
And if it doesn't, this is only going to get uglier. I mean, that's no way to defend a player of his caliber.
Now here's McDermott, covered by Cephalosha. McDermott passes to McConnell. They get a hand on it. Lost break for the Rockets. Harden's got the ball, and the jam by Harden.
And, you know, Harden's exceptional, Kevin, at getting out on the break in transition. I mean, running exactly the right path and getting it done. Well, you know, guys, with the style of offense the Rockets play, they shoot a ton of threes. No matter what the game situation is, they're jacking up threes. It does polarize some fans and purists who follow the game.
Cephalosha kicks to Harden. Shoots from the baseline. Again, the miss by Harden. And so it's McConnell with it. He'll bring it up for the Pacers. Passes it to Holiday. Shot clock at 6. The baseline jumper goes down. Holiday's got his first 2 points of the night. And with the Rockets, they've heard plenty about how they look for fouls.
And that's a big part of how they attack. I mean, they want to draw fouls, want to get to that foul line. They make no bones about it. But because of the pace of play being as slow as it was for them, they were third in that category. They also were third in free throws made.
For Houston, they have had 2 chances at the line already, making them both. Daniel House has checked in for the Rockets. And the Pacers also making a change. Sabonis, he's checked in for Doug McDermott.
What's up?
Harden, no good on the free throw. Mark, you were so good at such an early age in your basketball career. At what point did you personally realize just how far the game could take you.
You know, it really resonated with me, Kevin. I think at a summer basketball camp at Miami of Ohio, when some of the better campers, high school campers, were asked to play with the college guys at night. And then during pickup games in my hometown of Cleveland with some of the Cleveland Cavaliers, Jim Jones and the late Terry Furlow and Mike Mitchell, and being able to compete somewhat with those guys at 15 and 16 years of age, and having them encourage me to keep going and that I'd have a chance to do what they were doing at the time, which was play pro ball.
Russell Westbrook's checked in for Houston. Indiana also making some changes. Miles Turner, he's checked in for Leaf. T.J. Warren comes in for Jakar Sampson. And Malcolm Brogdon subbed in for Justin Holiday.
Well, it's no secret that the Rockets are looking to take threes as often as possible. Over 45 a game last year.
Well, you think about the Rockets, and clearly they're the forerunners of the analytics application in how they play. Well over half their shots last season from three-point range. Broke their own record last year in three-point attempts.
13 feet away. No good off the back of the rim.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
And really a reflection of their superior effort level to this point. It seems to me they've gone after this win a little bit more.
Turner passes to McConnell. Back to Turner. Outside Warren. Westbrook pulls it in.
It's almost like he's trying to make things hard on himself. You know, he's just got to slow the game down. Try to get some easy ones.
From deep. It's rebounded by Indiana. They want to keep rolling here following the win against the Thunder.
Yeah, and that one, they caused a lot of misfires with their intensity on the defensive end.
And the hustle they showed on that end was infectious, contagious. I mean, their squad really got after it.
Cephalosha kicks to Westbrook. The three-pointer, no good. The Pacers shooting about 26% out there. They need to get a better look. Rivers against Brogdon. And here's McConnell. He's still scoreless so far in this one. That's tipped. And here comes House, leading the fast break. And he banks in the layup.
Changing ends quickly, getting the advantage in numbers and finishing. They've been doing it all night long.
You know, they've been the more up-tempo team, clearly. It's helped them gain the advantage in this one.
Outside Warren. Turner passes to Warren. Over House. And the shot by Warren, no good.
Oof, this has been brutal. I mean, he still hasn't made a single shot. No wonder they're struggling.
Clint Capella, he's checked in for Houston. P.J. Tucker comes in for Cephalosha. Aaron Holiday is checked in for Indiana. Off the inbound, and the dunk by Capella.
It's inside.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Outside Holiday. Looking to end the run. Russell Westbrook with the rebound. Westbrook's got 4 rebounds in this game.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A plus 10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
In the first quarter, he was killing them from outside, but he can't get it going here.
Brogdon outside. Yes, and it's Holiday with the assist that time. And it's 7 points for Malcolm Brogdon.
Man, love the professional, hard-nosed approach that Brogdon takes. So good at adjusting, even through contact.
Here's Capella. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against the Clippers. Here's House, and he connects with the jumper. House has got 4 points in the quarter. Indiana's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. And the pass to Sabonis. Outside Warren. Back to Sabonis. Just 5 to shoot. Outside Holiday. Pass to Sabonis. Offensive rebound. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Domantas Sabonis, so versatile, brings so much to his position. He scores, he passes, rebounds, and defends at a high level.
Falls for him.
And you can't say Indiana didn't work the ball last year. Top 5 in field goal percentage.
Yeah, you know what? It was a combination of things, and I'm a little biased having my roots with the Pacers, but they consistently made the extra pass, the next pass, and they had veteran finishers as well. They were as fun a team to watch in the league for me.
And Sabonis drops them both. Clark, a big jump in scoring, but I think a lot of that is because of the prolific role players we have in the NBA now.
Yeah, I agree with you, Kevin. When you think about starters putting up points and then you have guys that fortify benches and can get points in bunches, the first name that comes to mind for me, Lou Williams. A designated role of scoring the basketball in limited minutes. And when he gets it going, watch out. Nobody quite like Lou Williams putting it in the basket as a role player.
And out of bounds as the Rockets gain possession. Here's what the Houston Rockets schedule looks like. On Saturday, they'll take on Karl Anthony Towns and the Minnesota Timberwolves. And then on Monday, they'll go up against C.J. McCollum and the Portland Trail Blazers.
And that game against the Clippers, this is one where it would take a complete meltdown for them not to come away with a win. Anything can happen, but I'd be shocked if they don't come out on top. Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
Holiday against Westbrook. Right side Holiday. Count the basket. Holiday's got his second bucket tonight.
Wow, he doesn't make plays like that very often. That's a nice move inside.
Here's Capella. Pass to Rivers. Here is House. Pass to Westbrook. The 3. Westbrook missing again.
Boy, this is bad. Tough to watch. I mean, this is really bad. He's stone cold this quarter. Man.
Capella against Sabonis. Outside Warren. The pass to Turner. And here's Brogdon from the arc. Rockets with the rebound. Westbrook's got his 5th rebound in this one. He dishes it to Rivers. There's 1:26 left to play here in the half. They could use a bucket, and it's sent back by Turner.
Man, the defense of Turner is astounding. I mean, he positioned himself well to come up with a lot of blocks.
McLemore's checked in for Austin Rivers. Then for the Pacers, TJ Leafs checked in for Sabonis, and it's Doug McDermott in for Warren. Just 3-2. Tucker dishes to McLemore. The Rockets with another miss. Indiana's gone 0-3 from beyond the arc to start the second quarter. Here's McDermott. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
And for so many things that the Rockets do right, one area they can lapse in is rebounding.
Yeah, and a big part of that, I think, is they play a lot of small ball, and the defense is decent, but the rebounding suffers when they go small. They were bottom 3 in the league last year in rebounding.
The first one falls.
He's still trying to find his footing, but Doug McDermott is a great shooter, no question about that, but he needs to keep adding more to his game.
And McDermott drops them both.
And, you know, when most teams lose their clear number one guy, they start going south. That's exactly what happened for Indiana last season.
No other way to put it. Just a poor shooting performance for him, but luckily his teammates have picked up the slack.
Holiday looking over the floor. Back to Brogdon. Pass to McDermott. For three, it's good from long range. McDermott's got 7 points for the quarter.
And all of a sudden, things finally coming together for them. The deficit's still large, but now not insurmountable.
And, Greg, that kind of deficit, I think they're going about it the right way. I mean, they've got to get aggressive on defense. They need stops. And then you got to take care of the basketball at the other end so you get a good shot every trip.
Way ahead of the field. He can do pretty much whatever he wants.
You know, and not leaving anything to chance either. That's why he takes it right to the bucket.
Westbrook with it. The Rockets again can't hit. And so it's Houston holding a big 18-point lead to close the quarter. They've been playing some ferocious defense. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks, Kevin. Russell, how confident are you that there's nobody that can stay in front of you?
Very confident. I have a lot of confidence in myself. I put a lot of work in the summertime. I'm very confident.
That is never a problem for you, Russ. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks, David. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter underway.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, folks. Ernie Johnson here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. It's the NBA on 2K Sports, and let's talk the first half. It was all Russell Westbrook in the first quarter. He ended up with 15 points, 3 assists, and 5 rebounds. Kenny, what'd you think about the Rockets?
What a brilliant, unselfish half of basketball they just played. Their ball movement was absolutely impeccable. All in all, just beautiful basketball to watch.
How about you, Shaq? What did you think about Indiana?
Ernie, I don't use this word a lot because, one, I can't spell it, but it was definitely a subpar effort for them on the glass. That hurt. If they're serious about cutting into this deficit, it's gut check time. You hear that, Ernie? I'm hitting my gut. You got to check your gut, Ernie. Gut check time, Ernie.
Thanks for joining us, folks. We're now just a few minutes away from the start of the third quarter.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next two quarters are any different from the first two. So far, it has been a runaway. Russell Westbrook really making a difference here.
And how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column through 2 quarters? He has been terrific.
And you know what? They've come at him a few different ways defensively, and nothing has slowed him down.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. Third quarter action getting rolling right now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's who's on the floor. On the court right now for the Pacers. Sabonis and Turner up front. Then there's Malcolm Brogdon. Then it's T.J. Warren. And it's Holiday in at the 1.
Brogdon has really good strength, and despite being bumped by the defense, still maintains his balance and plays right through it.
This trip is his second to the free throw line in this one.
Gotta admire what he's been able to do at the free throw line this season. How about over 90%?
And guys, I think that's a tribute to his work ethic. I mean, it's not by accident that he's enjoying the success he is at the free throw line.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
That free throw hit from Brogdon. Analytics, Clark, are such a major factor for coaching staffs and scouting staffs, and plenty of microanalysis to go around. But some statistics can actually be a little bit misleading, don't you think?
Yeah, I agree with you, Kevin, and you can torture the numbers to say whatever you want them to say, so you have to be careful. I think there's a great place for analytics in the game. It's very useful in some areas, but you have to balance it. There has to be a blend there. Take, for instance, shot blocking. Just because you don't block a shot, that sometimes can dismiss what changing shots do to a team's defense or for a team's defense. The number of threes being taken. Effective field goal percentage is more important than raw field goal percentage because of threes.
Holiday, the pass to Turner. Another shot. That shot misses. The Rockets go the other way with it. They've got the Timberwolves ahead of them next in Minneapolis. That will be a getaway game for them, a one-game road trip. Here is House, guarded by Holiday. Capella, and it's sent back by Turner. And we're just about a minute and a half into the third quarter of basketball. The kick out to Warren. Pass to Turner. Over Westbrook. And Turner the bucket on the assist by Warren. Turner's got his first bucket of the night.
Hey, Turner's not just an interior scorer. This guy has a jumper that's really reliable. So you got to honor and respect his shot.
Oof, ugly start to the second half. They're still scoreless in their first 5 attempts.
A rim-rattling two-handed jam.
That should give them a nice little jolt.
Yeah, it has to. They need a jolt, GA.
And, you know, that's exactly what happens when you don't settle. That's the result. Tremendous effort and a big-time finish there.
The kick out to Westbrook. The Rockets with another miss.
Well, in most games, he can knock it down from deep, but it just isn't there for him in this one.
Brogdon the pass to Holiday. And Capella sends it back. Down low, Tucker. And he caught that pass in full stride on his way to the big slam.
Yeah, you know, Tucker's a little undersized, but he makes up for it with leaping ability and reach.
Holiday attacking. Westbrook with the block. It's gone now in the third quarter. Goes up from the top of the key, and the rebound goes to the Pacers. Sabonis has got rebound number 7 for him tonight. Harden against Holiday. Harden grabs the miss.
He's been ice cold tonight. And, you know, you look at the scoreboard, guys, they really could have used his contribution.
And the foul on Miles Turner. That'll be his second foul of the game. The Rockets making a switch here. Cephalosha's checked in. Indiana also making some changes. Justin Holiday comes in for Malcolm Brogdon. And it's T.J. McConnell in for Aaron Holiday. Houston leading by 13. Now here's Westbrook. 15 points in the game. In the third quarter with just over 3.5 minutes off the clock. Hits it from three-point range.
And it looks to me like he still has some of the shooting touch that he displayed in the first.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Warren against Cephalosha. They get it back. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
And I like the aggressiveness that Turner plays with. For such a young guy, it's proven to be beneficial in helping him draw fouls. Boy, quickly becoming a real force defensively. Miles Turner, one of the league's premier shot blockers.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And that one falls for Turner. And you look at the job description for an elite defensive big man. Nowadays, it's not enough to just protect the rim.
No, you've got to be able to move your feet and also defend on the perimeter as well, and that's where Turner's quick feet have helped him. He's able to guard smaller players and recover to the lane, and that's a nice combination.
All free throws good from Turner.
Boy, I tell you, Turner is a dominant force who imposes his will on whoever is on him, but what you have to like and respect is his work ethic.
Now Westbrook, 18 points for him. Shoots. It's rebounded by Indiana. Turner's got rebound number 12 here already in the game. Sampson, the pass to McConnell. On the wing, Turner. Nice D from Chandler. And here's Chandler who brings it up for the Rockets. They lead by 14. And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, for the last 5 years, the Golden State Warriors have been the colossus that stood over the NBA. There were thoughts that most teams were not willing to do things to be competitive, knowing that they could not beat the Splash Brothers, Draymond Green, and then Kevin Durant. But the Warriors' loss to the Raptors in the finals last year, combined with the injuries to Durant and Klay Thompson, have opened things up. And for the first time in a long time, there are any number of teams in this league that believe it's their time.
Probably so. The West is strengthened. There's no doubt, DA. Interesting matchups coming up for sure. Thank you. Here's Sampson, covered by Cephalosha. Outside Holiday, and they'll turn it over. Could not get off a shot. 24-second violation. And let's go quickly to the 2K leaderboard to see the ratings of the best passing two guards in basketball. James Harden is second.
And what that group has a great understanding of is the importance of ball movement. I mean, they can all create their own shot, but their superb ability to set up teammates really stands out.
Yeah, I think you've got to attribute it to the unselfish attitude that each of them has. I mean, sure, they're going to attack and make sure they get their points, but they get just as much satisfaction in racking up assists, too.
And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. Lottery pick back in 2016, Clark. If there was a question for Domantas Sabonis coming into the league, it was about his length and agility relative to NBA athletes.
Yeah, and you know, those were legitimate questions, Kevin. He's not a big-time shot blocker, but he is nimble for a big guy. Doesn't possess the typical length of a guy his size, but he's got great strength. He's got good quickness, if not speed. And that strength and quickness and know-how serve him well.
And the first one drops.
And you look at per-minute production, you can make a strong case that Domantas Sabonis at times has been underutilized. With consistent minutes, he can give you an efficient 20-10 every night.
The Pacers making a switch here. Leafs checked in. Both good from the line that time. And Sabonis having to spend some time at the power forward spot in today's game, Greg. He's pretty big for that position.
I mean, 6'11", 240. He's gotten leaner, done some yoga, worked on strengthening those hips, looking to stay mobile. And that ought to serve him whichever position he plays.
Harden finds Tucker. And that one is stuffed right through.
Offensively, defensively, they are in total control.
And don't leave out the coaching staff here now. I mean, their game plan has been perfect.
Ball's knocked loose. McConnell passes to Sabonis. Over Westbrook. Indiana again missing. Rockets leading by 18. To the paint. Great pass to set up the lay-in. Tucker's got 6 points.
Yeah, letting it rip. They're just having fun right now.
Yeah, offensively, they've just been rolling. Impossible to stop.
Sabonis inside. Guarded by Tucker. A fadeaway. Good on the shot. And it's 8 points for Sabonis. Houston's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. And here's Westbrook. He's got 20. Just a Cephalosha. And so it looks like the Rockets will retain possession here. Ben McLemore, he's checked in for Houston. And a change for the Pacers. McDermott's checked in. Harden draws the double. Clock at 4. Here's Westbrook. Sampson pulls it in. Pacers trail by 18. He feeds it to McDermott. There's the dish to Holiday. Solid shot from the distance of about 14 feet. Holiday's got his second bucket.
Yeah, I'd like to see more passes like that from McDermott, especially when guys are open.
For 3, Westbrook drops in the tray.
He's really picked up where he left off in the first.
Here's Holiday. He's usually able to provide some lift to his team, averaging 6 points a game. Passes it to Leaf. Here's Sampson. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. 5 to shoot. McConnell with it. And it's Harden picking him up from about 16. And the rejection by Harden. Here we are in November. Let's see how things are shaking out in the West early in the season. You look at the Rockets. Off to a great start this season, currently in second.
And I think for the Rockets, they had a few critics coming into the season, and now I don't think they have any. This is a club ready to not only make a deep run, but possibly win it all.
They do have the pieces in place for a title run, but the competition in the playoffs will be stiff.
Clint Capella, he's checked in for Tyson Chandler. Turner's checked in for the Pacers. Malcolm Brogdon comes in for T.J. McConnell. Here's Westbrook, and he drops in the layup off the glass. Westbrook's got 25 points in the game.
Like how confident Westbrook is close to the rim. Gets high off the ground and releases his shot quickly.
Here's Turner, and a great assist by Brogdon as that one goes in. 6 points for Miles Turner.
And he's showing signs now of life after going scoreless through the half.
Here's Harden. Here's Capella, and blocked. That one goes careening off the glass. And 3 chances on that possession, but they just couldn't find a way to score. Westbrook against Brogdon. Outside Holiday. Six on the shot clock. Indiana needs to get a shot off. For 3, Brogdon. Unable to get that one. Good D by Westbrook. Lob pass to Capella. Hammers the alley-oop through.
Well, I like how Capella stays one step ahead of the posse on defense. Has a real good sense of body control. Yeah, you know, this is Indiana's second year now, guys, without Paul George. Obviously, that trade had a ripple effect, and in some ways, it's still being felt.
The Rockets making a switch here. House is checked in. The Pacers also with a sub. Aaron Holiday is checked in for Justin Holiday. So it's the Pacers now, and Holiday has it in the corner. Indiana again missing. And the Pacers ended up with a pretty decent deal given George's public demand.
Yeah, I agree, because it was a tough situation for the Pacers once it became clear Paul George was not going to re-sign. The Pacers happy with Oladipo and Sabonis, actually thrilled, but at the same time, you look at OKC and Paul George putting up MVP numbers, makes you wonder what could have happened had he stayed.
Here's House. It's good. The assist that time from Harden. Harden's got 10 assists here tonight. So active. Up top, Brogdon, guarded by Harden. Good work defensively by Capella.
You know, sometimes making it difficult for him to finish at the rim is all you can ask for from the defense.
And let's take a look at the numbers for Clint Capella. 3rd in field goal percentage, 4th in blocks, and he's an elite glass eater, a factor inside among the top 10 in rebounds per game.
And it's a strong accomplishment. 3rd best in field goal percentage. He just refuses to take bad shots. That's why his coaches love him. And he makes the first. Warren's checked in for TJ Leaf. And McLemore drops them both.
Well, you know, for so long, Mike D'Antoni has been a vanguard on NBA offense. His teams have always played great offense, moving, spacing, dynamic players. Defense has not been at the level of offense, but I think he's actually improved as a coach in that area as well.
Shot clock at 6. Holiday, the pass to Turner. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. That's on Clint Capella.
Boy, the hard work inside from Turner paying dividends. A real handful for the defense down low.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That's good from Turner.
This is as good as it gets from the charity stripe here in the second.
Yeah, you know what? And I think they've just got to keep on keeping on. Keep drawing contact, attacking, getting to the line. That will certainly give them a chance to get back into the game.
Austin Rivers, he's checked in for Thabo Cephalosha. Both free throws good from Turner.
Of course, he didn't have an attempt there in the first half. He's hoping to be a little bit more active and aggressive here and draw some fouls here in the second.
There's 45 seconds left to play in the third. Capella kicks to Harden. Taken away by Holiday. Left side, Warren. Again with the block. Making his presence felt on this end.
He's holding down the fort, anchoring the defense. Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Really a prime example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
Clock at 6. From deep. And no good that time. And so it's Houston holding a very comfortable 25-point lead as the quarter comes to a close. They've been playing some inspired defense, giving up very few easy points. Back right after this. Now let's take a look at our assist of the game presented by State Farm.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
Served him up a tasty room service dime right there, boy.
And there have been two very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. Anderson is out there with Hartenstein. Then there's Austin Rivers. And it's Clemens in at the 1 spot. That's the 5 for Houston right now. No good from Clark.
I think he'll think twice about attempting that shot next time. The defense was right on top of him there.
Here's Bowen, and he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. And there's the foul against Houston. And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for Houston.
They've knocked down plenty of mid-range jumpers in this one. That's been big for them.
Yeah, but I also like the balance because they're doing a great job of getting inside and converting around the rim. I really like their aggressiveness.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The first free throw is good. Clark, do you think we in the media overemphasize championship rings when talking about an individual player's legacy?
Yeah, I think when you talk about an individual player's legacy, a player can be a champion without a championship ring. I know there's another level of champion which includes a championship ring, and sometimes it gets distorted in my estimation because an individual only has so much impact on a team being a championship team. There are no individual team champions. Teams win championships. Being a key player or a role player on a championship team is certainly worthy of recognition and being held in high esteem, but I don't like to see championship caliber players being diminished in the court of public opinion because they didn't win a team championship ring.
Like Stockton and Malone.
Exactly. You could go down the list, a number of guys who just weren't, for whatever reason, able to get the ultimate in a team championship, but had championship Hall of Fame careers.
Aaron Holiday is checked in for the Pacers. One minute now into this fourth quarter. The shot by Turner, no good.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
They get it again. The Pacers shooting a pretty sorry 29% from the floor here. That one's good, Brogdon.
Brogdon so composed, riding the wave of momentum, not forcing shots, instead taking what the defense gives him.
First minute and a half of basketball played here in the fourth quarter. Lob pass to Capella, and the dunk by Capella.
And the pass there floated up to the precise spot it needed to be.
And no messing around on the finish. He powers it through.
And that's an alley-oop that'll be loop to loop all day long on the highlight reel.
Brogdon left side. 6 to shoot. Holiday with the 3, and he's good on the 3 ball.
Man, that's sure got to be a load off his mind after not hitting a single three-pointer in that first half.
Here is House. Mark, do you think the NBA should consider expanding the use of replay? I know you personally like to slow the game down, but you also want the calls to be correct.
Well, it depends on the circumstances, Kevin. I like the fact that replay is available and it helps enhance the ability of the officials to get calls correct. Expanding the use of replay, though, has to be done very judiciously. There are a couple of areas, goaltending would be one, where you take a look to see if that's the case. But I think flow of game takes priority over trying to get every single call right just because you think technology gives you a chance to do that.
Westbrook drives in. He's off on that one. Good D by Holiday. And here's Holiday, who will bring it up for Indiana. They've only given up 5 points here in the fourth quarter. And Capella sends it back. McLemore, the pass to Westbrook. And it's good for 2. Westbrook's got 15 points here in the second half.
are unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flames.
Yeah, I love the fact he doesn't play the score. He just keeps coming, attack mode. He doesn't know how to step off the gas pedal.
Brogdon, rebounded by Capella. Capella's got rebound number 12 now. Tenacity on the glass. McLemore dishes to Westbrook. No good on the triple. For Indiana, they've gone 3 of 6 from the field so far in the fourth quarter. Holiday goes in. Up top, Sabonis. Clark, the relationship between referees and players reaching a fever pitch. What can be done to smooth those waters and mend those fences?
Well, I think first and foremost, players have to give. Both sides have to give in this equation, but I think it's incumbent upon the players to accept and respect the position of the officials, and the officials have to also be willing to engage in interacting well with the players. It's a two-way street, but I think most of that is on the players because they have to control how they respond to officials more than officials have to respond to the players.
And the Rockets making a change here. Chandler's checked in. Indiana's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. And the Pacers call time here. Russell Westbrook really making a difference here.
And he's on fire from beyond the arc there. It's time to start shaping their game plan around stopping this long-range assault.
And some changes here for the Pacers. Leaf checked in for Miles Turner. J.K. Sampson comes in for Malcolm Brogdon. And it's T.J. McConnell in for Aaron Holiday. Leaf passes to Holiday. McConnell with it. We've seen some ugly incidents last few years, Clark, between players and heckling fans. Can anything be done to fix it?
I think security in the arenas is important. Fans oftentimes that go across the line in interacting with players are usually fueled by alcohol. I don't know how you could control that element of it. The incidents are few and far between. We have seen a few more, but I still don't think it's an epidemic. But I think security, and then each team and each franchise should really be educational with its fans about what's acceptable behavior and what won't be tolerated.
Leaf kicks to Holiday. 4 on the clock. Three-pointer. A putback and staying with the play, Sabonis. Sabonis has got 4 points now in the quarter.
Boy, he's really been dominant in this one. Unfortunately, he hasn't had much help.
And the call will be against Sabonis. That's his first foul.
Yeah, clearly a foul of frustration right there.
Not his best moment. Obviously, no one on their team's happy right now, but you shouldn't be taking that frustration out on your opponent with a poor foul.
Thabo Sefolosha has checked in for Houston. Indiana also making some changes. T.J. Warren, he's checked in for J.K. Sampson. And Aaron Holiday's subbed in for T.J. McConnell. Offensive rebound. Holiday with the block. Now here is Holiday. Clark, a lot of fans ask us what qualifies as a legal screen versus a moving screen. They feel there's a lot of gray area there. What do you think?
Well, I think there is some gray area because the problem you have, one of the problems is a number of veterans out there have become really masters at getting a little extra into their screen, which borders on illegal and many times is. So the league is doing a pretty good job of clarifying. And if you're moving your lower or upper body to help a teammate with your screen, then that should be called. And most times it is called as illegal. A hip check, a shoulder, any of that to set a screen is illegal.
Leaf passes to Warren. Over Cephalosha. And the shot by Warren, no good. The Rockets have gone 6 of 13, so just above 46% on their field goal attempts here in the quarter. And he lobs it up toward the rim.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash-mouth physical basketball, guys.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
And there's the pass to Leaf. Cephalosha against Warren. Pass to Leaf. That's tipped. And here comes House, leading the fast break. Here's Westbrook. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass. Westbrook's got 11 here in this quarter alone.
Strong work for him at the offensive end, helping them to maintain that lead.
Holiday dishes to Holiday. And the call is going to be, yes, it is, an illegal screen.
That's only the first turnover, guys. He's been safe as an option for them at the offensive end.
The Rockets have got a pretty good rhythm going offensively, shooting 8 of 15 for the quarter. 4-3, Westbrook. Pacers with the rebound.
And, you know, the defense to me looked like they were okay to let him prove he could make that shot.
Here's Mitru Long. Outside Holiday. Shot clock at 5. Pass to Sabonis, trying to end the drought. The shot, no good. The Rockets go the other way with it. Here's Cephalosha, banked in off the glass. There are strong divisions, and there are weak divisions. The NBA might be considering removing divisions altogether and having only 2 conferences. What do you think?
You know, that's interesting. I like the divisions because that's what we've been accustomed to, but just having straight conferences, I wouldn't see much harm in that. You'd adjust the schedule accordingly in terms of how many games you play within the conference and how many times each opponent, but I think that could work.
They get it back, Hartenstein, and they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Yeah, double-digit advantage on the scoreboard. They've taken the initiative. They've played, I think, with more purpose so far.
Catching up on the changes for Houston. Clark comes in for Cephalosha, and it's Austin Rivers in for Russell Westbrook.
And a finalist for Coach of the Year in 2019, Nate McMillan passing 600 wins last season.
Well, you think about that. That's an impressive milestone for an outstanding coach in Nate McMillan. He moved into the top 25 all-time in wins. He's had 2 other stops as a head coach, Portland and Seattle, and I think he's doing some of his best work with the Pacers.
Shot's good by Leaf.
And that assist got him a little nod from his teammate after that one.
And so it's Rivers with it. He'll bring it up for Houston. Clark, it feels like we're seeing more and more of this, but bench celebrations and reactions at both college and pro levels.
Yeah, you know what, Kevin? I think it's an outgrowth of the social media platform.
You're right. I agree.
I think there's no question because anything that can be done that's creative and fun is going to find a life on social media and maybe go viral. And guys know that. they're aware. I mean, this generation has grown up with social media, so they understand that they could be seen beyond just the arena if they do something pretty clever.
And you and I are sitting over here watching it. We're laughing as much as anybody else, aren't we?
Oh, I'm not denying that it's fun. I love seeing it, actually, but on occasion it does get a little carried away.
Here's Mitru Long. Passes it to Leaf. And he uses the glass on the layup. Leaf's got 4 points in the quarter.
Sensational ball movement there. When you pass the ball like that, good things happen.
Now the pass to Hartenstein. Here is Anderson. Pass to Clemens. 5 on the clock. Pulls it from the elbow. The rebound by Johnson. Indiana's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. There's 1:26 left to play in the final quarter. Mitru Long surveying the floor. Pass to Leaf. Takes the 13-footer, and the Pacers tack on 2 more.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the Rockets.
It was a standout performance across the board.
I mean, it was like watching a cat play with a mouse. They were able to do more or less whatever they wanted.
And they took charge when it counted, and will be notching their 9th win overall.
And guys, sometimes it's hard during the first meeting of the season to get a feel for a team. But these guys came out and made the necessary adjustments, and they have to feel good about going up 1-0 in the season series here against the Pacers.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Russell Westbrook.
Just an outpouring of points from him. Nobody could do much to keep him from dropping it in.
These guys have had some good motion on offense. Nice assisting.
And when everyone's involved offensively, it has a way of helping you on the defensive side as well.
It's hauled in by Leaf. And so here is Indiana. Mitru Long passes to Leaf. Here's Mitru Long. Passes to Leaf. A baseline J. Gets it to fall.
And that is textbook perfect, the bounce pass. Exactly how you want to throw it.
So we see Houston taking the W here. They won this game going away. They were the better basketball team by far tonight.
And you got to commend this sort of dominance, particularly here at home. It's a great feeling when you play almost a perfect game and to have that crowd be so pumped up.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks very much. Hey, James, congrats on the win. Did it feel like the chemistry really got the ball going and got you into a rhythm?
Yeah, just stuck with it. You know, teammates kept encouraging me. I think we kept moving the ball and getting easy shots. They did a great job of looking for me.
You're an easy man to find with the beer, James. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. And we'll see you next time.